Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone for teaching us truth time and time again, showing us to be men of the Lord. The Wada Yah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. And Brother Thahawam. And I want to get on a lesson. It just what's on my spirit. And just what's going on, you know. Let's just get to the scriptures. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap also. So, be not deceived. So, you have to understand, if you are really sincerely in this truth, really getting all this stuff and really being about, because everyone's all that stuff, but people know, you know what you're really doing in your mind. So you can make it look in mind, but if you think that the Lord's just seeing it, like you have these bad intentions and you have all these things and you're really just trying for preeminence, and for it to just look good in the sight of men, you're gonna probably reap that. But are you reaping it? But the Lord is not mocked and deceived. You're gonna get what you wanted, and you're not able to handle that. Then that's what's going to happen. We're gonna get it. If you're not being able to handle that, you're going, because if you're reaping and you're showing pride and all that stuff, pride is going to come to you, and it might take contact. Or if you're being humble and reaping, and that's also doing, if you're putting your all into it, then you're going to receive it. You're going to receive that coming back sevenfold. But if you're reaping this, you're just putting injustices, deceiving, rebuking people, don't be mad if it comes back at you sevenfold. For he that soweth to the flesh shall reap, shall of the flesh reap corruption. So you're doing it to fill your own belly, feeling all that stuff, not thinking about the Lord, not being humble, not doing the things that you need to do to get better in the truth. You're going to receive that tenfold, that corruption, that flesh. You're going to get these carnality. You might receive these carnal seeds, everything. And you're not going to be able, and then the Lord is just going to take your candlestick. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall reap shall of the Spirit reap everlasting. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap, and we shall not faint. So it's not coming, but you have to understand. Like, this is the world. You're putting forth these seeds and all these stuff. It's going to be there. Some are going to fall by the wayside. I got two scriptures, but let me grab this to back up that point. The first, this is Sirach chapter 7, verse. I'm gonna start at the top. Do no evil, and you shall no harm come onto thee. So if you're being actually humble and you're doing it and you're reaping and showing brotherly love and all stuff, you might get in situations and suffer unrighteously, but no evil really is going to come to you, because the Lord is actually judging that, and he's just testing you. And then the persons that are doing this evil, they're going to get judged, and you're just going to reap and grow. You're going to still grow, because you need to have a time of they call it germination or stuff, a time so you can actually grow. Sometimes the toughest situation makes the best things, but it's a growing period, so you're reaping still benefit. Depart from the unjust. So you might have it go to second, like you go into situations, but depart from, because you're going to go into situations that everyone is going to look at you and go through these situations, and they're going to say stuff and then be telling you, like, they're going to lie in your face. You got to understand, it's some very wicked people in this world, and there's truth. So they might tell you and rebuke you and all that stuff, but it's wicked to not know both situations, or understand, or cut a man off, just putting forth your belly because you have some personal shit with like a woman, which is, that's a lot of things, but they can't put it, so they're looking for other ways to get it, to see him fall. But the Lord's sons just start taking the spirit from you. They start doing their every 3 weeks, one lesson, and then going off, and the Lord just starts taking the channels down, putting them in situations that are, and they think, oh yeah, but then you see their spirit fading from them, and then, or they'll just stop going to camp every week, or not camping every week, and get in any tough situations, but then they still trying to. But that's why they said, depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from you. So you go to the prophets, then you just need to just depart from it. If you see a wicked situation, depart from it, and you won't get in these wicked situations. Sometimes you have to get away from certain, because that temptation is too mighty for you. My son, sow not onto furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. So if you sow not furrows of unrighteousness, which is like this unjust, I'm gonna get it in the GMT. Seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither the king a seat of honor. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. So I'm so smart. Are these situations? Are we coming from the best? Are we coming like in a seat of honor? Because you're going to be able to. The Lord is going to test that theory. In reality, if you're boasting about it, you're not really ready, because the Lord doesn't give those seats to people that want it. They give it to people that don't want it, the humble. That's why the meek shall see it. They just want to be delivered. They just want to do the right thing for the Lord, reaping that. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of the wisdom before the king. Seek not to be a judge, because being not able to take away iniquity, lest any time the fear of the person of the mighty and stumbling blocks in the way of the upright. You might thinking about it, but break it down more. This is in the GMT. Great Good News Translation. 7. If you do no wrong will ever come to you. Do not plow the ground to the plant seeds of injustice. You may reap a bigger harvest than you expect. If you don't reap it, you might. Don't ask the Lord for a place of honor, or ask the king for an important position. Don't try to convince the Lord that you're righteous and make a show of your wisdom before the king. Don't set your heart on being a judge unless you have the strength of character that it takes to put an end to injustice. So if you don't really have, you get mad on what you literally fathom a story after a situation happened because you got mad because a woman didn't like you, or you got caught doing something wicked, and now you have to fathom and make sure that now the brother is evil, and you got to find a way to get it and try to go above it and use these things, then because it's going to bring you into more evil. The higher positions, that's when the worst demons get on you, and it's going to make you that you're going to have to sin, because you're first is going to start a little justifying a little situation, but you don't use that power, and then you start just the more power you have to abuse it, and then you're going to end up being worse than fucking Esau. And this is what is happening. But then you also have to, because this is just like giving alms when you are sowing and doing these great things for the Lord. It's giving alms to the Lord. And this is what the Lord said. This is Luke chapter 6. In the NLT. I'm going to give verse 38. Give and you will receive, and your gift you return to you full and pressed down. So you're through love, humbleness, going out, preaching these highways, teaching the word. You're gonna gain a lot from it, and you're doing it in humbleness. It's gonna reap without injustice, but humble. It's gonna reap sevenfold, even bigger. You're gonna grow, and you're gonna get in situations, and the Lord is gonna just give you the responsibility, even if you don't want it, but he knows that you're able to handle it, because you are just really trying to give your best and give it your all, not doing one lesson a week, or if you do, you just all group lessons and stuff like that. But you're really just like, Lord, I'm gonna sit down and read, and he might spark in your head to do a lesson, and he might spark you and then he's like, and you're not doing it because I want to be the best, I want to be the best teacher. You're just like, Lord, I just want to know, I just want to serve you. And he's gonna press down, shaking together, make room for more, running over, pour it into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. So if you ain't giving shit, a 0 times no matter what number is 0. You're going to get it. If you're and then a negative times any other number. So you're just bringing in negative. Like, oh, you're doing this, but you know you're doing wickedness. You know you're doing it. You know you fathom a situation in your head and you took advantage of a situation that was happening that makes it look like brothers is evil. Then you are going to receive evil, but even worse, because that's wickedness. The Lord is not mocked. He knows what you're doing. It's just like Jake, and then now you figure out you can't do lessons, and then you're more worried about going in fucking the worldly things, carnal things, like be the best. Like, this isn't partying and all stuff. And the Lord's just gonna. That's what you're gonna get. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 6. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly. So if you're barely putting in any effort either, not doing it and all that stuff, because Sirach, the 6th chapter, they're like, because a lot of the people that always make a lesson on, oh, you got to put within, the Lord won't give you what you earn, or do this situation. Well, the Lord said don't take, and they're not doing shit. The Lord said don't take a man about a lazy man about roughly paraphrasing is in the 6th Sirach 6, a lazy man about business. Like, you ain't even doing nothing. So how you gonna give a business and doing all these lessons, exhortation people of doing something if you ain't doing nothing? You reaping sparingly. Also, he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. So if you going out, see, like, it's like the elder y'all would call, or those brothers, like that Tamayim Lab, they be going out every day, and they're getting more beautiful while they're preaching, getting these words the Lord's giving them, even more, like, not like spirit to go out more and go harder and harder and get them situations and be able to judge situations that are right. That's what he's doing. That's what the Lord is putting forth. For every man according to as his purpose in his heart, so he gives, not grudgingly and necessary, for the Lord loves a cheerful giver. So you're giving it your all, because this is like giving or for a sacrifice, because you're preaching and helping brothers, charity, advice, these blessings. And then also the advice, then the Lord, and you're loving doing it. You're not, oh man, I'm about to go out and teach and all that stuff. And you're going to receive even more. But Salaki, I have to end it. I want to go more, but I got work right now. Fuck. And then you got to also understand that a lot of the stuff, you're coming with brothers and are coming and going and you're putting your all, and some of the stuff is going to fall. Some of it is going to falter. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 41. I'm going to read it in the NLT because I don't have any time, but you just read it regular. I mean, the GNT. But just read it, you can read it just regular. This is because I did it, but I messed up, so I have to do it. This is regular. Things will happen just as I say. The farmer sowed many seeds and put out many plants, but not all of them will take root. Come up at the right time, and that's how it is within the world. Not everyone has been placed in the world will be saved. So you might have one and you put in all your art and you truly trying to help a brother or stuff, but not all of them are going to come up. Not everybody's about to be saved. So you might do something and it might not come to fruition, but that's what the Lord does. That's why you plant a lot, bountiful, because for even when farming, you put out tons of seeds. So some of them can come up. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praise to Yahweh by Shemel Shah by Shemel Kakadas, the water Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Shalom.